Last week I shared a story for National Sons Day. Of course, my mother's passed, but I shared some very interesting events where during our time where we stayed in Atlanta on Down Street. I got on my ATL jersey on Down Street over off Pryor Road. I had this hustle where every Saturday morning, Sunday morning, I would get up and I would go and pretty much pick up cans, collect cans to get money. But this particular weekend was different. It was totally different. So you'll have to go back and listen to that episode on National Sons Day. But my sister sent me a message to clarify something from that episode. Basically, I mentioned that my stepdad, I assumed that he was out getting money or whatever the case may be, working or however. But she informed me that he was actually with his girlfriend or his other woman, that when he got paid, he did not want to come home. I must say, let me interject before I go on. This live episode is only on Podbean, and the video recording will be uploaded to my Instagram, DAHGRILDER_podcast_show. So it'll be there, and on YouTube, of course. Just search The Grilder and you'll find it. But I'll put all that link in on my Instagram. Go over to Instagram, you'll find it. But she clarified where he was, and of course that was with his other woman. For me, I don't really remember that, but I just remember he wasn't there, so that was clear. And with that remembrance, there's a lot of things that make sense now, because I speak of God, and I speak of God in the way that is my Father in heaven. I speak of God intensely. But that day when I left out to get, this is what makes that story more special. That day when I left out to get or collect cans, it was a day that I guess that one of the first days as a young teenager that God just showed himself to be watching over me. And if you know me, if you're one of my family members, my friends who are listening to this, I've been a very blessed and fortunate individual, because I was bad as hell as a kid. I can tell you, I did some things. But anyway, so that day when I came out to go collect cans and just to make some money, like I always did, I shared the gentleman being outside with the copper. I shared that in the episode for National Sons Day tribute. So go check that out. But this guy was out there with the copper, and I ended up getting almost $200 from that. It's clear to me that I wasn't looking for that. That's not what I walked out the door for. I walked out the door to just get a couple of dollars so I could pretty much just spend candy. You know what kids do. So that's why I went out like I usually did. But hearing from my sister when she clarified what was going on, it is clear to me that no matter what I was doing in my life, and I have other stories I will share eventually, no matter what I was doing in my life, that God showed up. And on this day, there wasn't a prayer, because I was too young to even capture that. But when I got the money for that copper and for those aluminum cans and took it back to my mom, and now knowing where my stepfather was, and knowing that my sisters and I did not have food to eat, like that came on time. And if you're a spiritual person, you know about God being on time. You've heard that, they preach that, they say that. But I'm a living testament, and there are so many other stories where I would share where God showed up and he was on time. But I can assure you that when I took the money in to my mother, like I said in the episode on National Sons Day, she didn't say anything. I think now I know why she didn't say anything. She's passed, so if you're new to anything that I broadcast, she's passed. But I think I know why she didn't say anything, because her teaching me to love God and appreciate what God does in my life is a clear reason why she didn't say anything, because it was on time for her too, because she get to pay bills when he was obviously out gallivanting. I think that's the word, gallivanting. When he was out gallivanting with his other woman. So she got to pay a bill, and I went and got the food, and I got me some toys. Of course I did that. Toys and candy, I was dandy. Anyway, whatever come out of my face is what I say. But so I ended up, I did get what I wanted, trust me. But I made sure she got most of that money. There's no message in it except the fact that if you find yourself eventually wandering over to the Grilder podcast show, you'll find out this is not normal. This is, I share my life, my story as a testament that if you find yourself struggling, if you find yourself against the wall, that just fight. Just keep swinging, because if you're not swinging when your back is against the wall, just wait till you get out front and everybody's coming at you. Like you got a 360 of people and demons and troubles and trials and tribulations coming at you, because you found yourself in a center of success. You found yourself in a center of prosperity. Now everything negative has found it's gravitating towards you. It's pulling towards you. Now you've never fought when your back was against the wall. Never. So now, do you really think you'll be prepared to fight when you're standing in the middle of the floor or in the middle of people's attention? Because there's no way that we can honestly say, wholeheartedly say, that the people we love us. I mean, imagine that the people you love are the ones that are coming at you. You might find that interesting, because it's true. Any measure of success brings a measure of jealousy, and it's typically family first, because hey, dinner is served, you're the first one. They're coming. They want you to look out for them, they want you to hook them up, then the friends come. So it's always the people that love. That's your first 360 of connection. And if you can't swing, if you can't fight through, if you can't find a way to struggle out of that, it will destroy you. It will hurt you in ways that you're not going to see that day, because we love our family. We love our friends. So of course we're going to do things for them. We're going to give, because we love our family. We love our friends. We're going to give. But that giving comes with taking. And sometimes people don't know. I mean, it's kind of like the vampire syndrome. They'll just keep sucking, keep taking your blood. I shouldn't have said sucking so much. I'm sorry. This is not that type of show. But they'll keep drawing from you until you find yourself drained. Not drained in the sense you can't go on, but drained in the sense of how do you go on? How do you find a way? Because I think that day my mother was drained, and she remained with him for years till she passed. They were together. And I know other stories of infidelity with him, but she chose to remain with him. They had struggles, they had trials, but she chose to remain. They had no children. So she chose to, out of love, or just the fact that I never really witnessed him abusing her. So that is a catalyst for a lot of women to not be abused. And when they're not abused, they appreciate the guy that's not abusing them. And they love them more because they've already been through the domestic violence. And of course, we saw it. We grew up in that household. But seeing my mother just go silent when I gave her the money, she knew, That's just God right on time. That's just God. Of course, I'm pretty sure after that, I did go and do something stupid. I kind of like jumped off this high wall where this house had burned down across the street from where we live, over on Dome Street in Atlanta, ATL all day. But I'm in Nashville, Titans all day. But Atlanta Braves is closest baseball team, professional team. But I went and jumped off the wall. I ain't hurt myself, but I did, my knees kind of buckled a little bit, so I go running in the house. And, that was the normal thing. Me finding something stupid to do was a normal thing. But she knew. I mean, it's a sad thing that a lot of strong women suffer in silence, even with love around them, even with children who don't. I didn't understand what was going on. It's not like she talked to me, but she talked to my sister. And I love my sister for just checking me and saying, hey, here's what it was. Because I've lived all my years not knowing where this dude was, thinking that, it was just luck, like, I just got it like that. That was just a payday for me as a kid. I never had another day like that ever after that. Never. It was always 1 can, 2 can, 2 can Sam. That's all it was. I got so low on that. I used to hang out over at the recycling with the gentleman, and he would let me pick up the cans from around the actual where they worked, and he would let me get money for it because I was over there so much. But things dried up real fast, and we lived over there almost 2 years, 5th grade, 6th grade, and 5th and 6th grade. Yes, so we stayed over there 2 years. So I did this for 2 years. It wasn't a brief period of time. So it was something I did every weekend, and I can tell you, I never had a moment like that again. Never. When I was a kid, collecting cans. Anyway, but I never had a moment like that again. But in my adult life and in my latter teenage life, God kept showing up. He kept showing up. And even when I do these podcasts and I'm trying to get this word out there, and I can honestly tell you, when I began to video episodes, you'll see that's God showing up. I have the notes. I mentioned that on my last live. I have the notes. I have a plan, but it never goes like I planned. It always goes the way it's supposed to go. And of course, any music that you hear in the background, of course, I will have a track in the background because I'm trying to do something different. It's actually me. That's me rapping. I should have said that in the beginning, but whatever. Anyway, it's my song. I own it. That's what I do. So, in closing, just prepare yourself for 3 things when you step out there in your life. Because as a kid, I stepped out there and God showed up. So prepare yourself. God will show up. You have no choice. He will show up. It ain't always the devil. Sometimes it's God, and he's pulling you away from something or whatever he's doing. But he'll show up. Second thing, prepare yourself for once you begin to prosper and you put your foot out there and God then showed up and he's taking care of those obstacles, that you will have 360 degrees of fighting to do. So to prepare for that, when your back is against the wall, fight. Swing like it ain't no tomorrow. Keep swinging till you knock something out. And those are troubles, those are demons, those are trials, those are tribulations, those are those fake friends, those are those fake emotions, those are those boyfriends, those girlfriends, those people, those individuals. Keep swinging until they are all gone. And when you get into the center of the floor and prosperity is right there with you, you won't have to fight. You have to fight a couple people. Those will be new people. But you won't have to fight the people that you love. And my mother was fighting someone that she loved. And I want to thank you for listening. And welcome to the Grilder.